Okay, so this probably isn't going to be a very long video, but I've had quite a few questions about it. Obviously, as you know, some people are in panic, some people are sort of taking it chilled, some people don't have any idea what's going on at all. So I thought I'd just update in regards to Amazon, and that is for the coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about how it's affecting Amazon here in Australia, what Amazon have done to sort of mitigate around this and sort of help everyone, what it's doing for their business as a whole, and what you need to look out for if you are either shopping on there or looking to sell on there as well. So I have a Yahoo article just from Yahoo News that I've been going by. This only released, I think, yesterday. And just going to help you guys sort of narrow down what's going on with this stuff and how you can either, I wouldn't say take advantage of it, but if you're still looking to sell, you need to kind of know how to help your business around that if you can. If you can't, it's kind of one of the things where you need to sort of stay on top of it as much as you can and just go from there, because there are some limiting or some kind of restrictions that Amazon are putting in place for FBA as a whole, and I'm going to read through them now. So I'm going to actually go through this article and I'll put a screenshot of it just to see what it says about it, just so you can read along with me. So it says here, Amazon's Fulfillment by Amazon program, through which it provides warehousing and shipment services for products from third-party sellers, was as its larger vendor shipment services are being partially suspended through April 5. So they're going and suspending all these FBA shipments for majority of these categories through until April 5th. They also say here, obviously due to the coronavirus outbreak. The suspension will allow Amazon to prioritize shipment of household staples, medical supplies, and other high-demand products, the company said in a support documentation on its website, blah, 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 whatnot. So they're stopping FBA shipments incoming until April 5th. That's what you need to know. If you have been looking at getting your shipments into Amazon, especially here in Australia, that's one thing you need to look out for. They're not going to be taking in shipment until April 5th. And then I'm guessing that they're going to have a whole bunch to go through, so it may be a few delays, I'd say. But they're taking care of household items. Now, another thing that I've heard as well is in terms of business for Amazon, it's actually gone up in terms of household items. So things like, it's gonna sound really weird, and I'm not trying to joke around about this, but it's things like toilet paper, hand sanitizer. You see all these memes and everything about it online. It's actually true. The amount that sales have gone up, and you can actually see it yourself if you go through to the top sellers on Amazon. I had a look yesterday or a couple of days ago. The top sellers are like hand sanitizer, hand soap, body wash, toilet paper, tissues, things like that. Just all your whole household and your cleaning items and your hygiene sort of items, they have gone up. They're under the top sellers, and it's just crazy what this stuff is doing. It's crazy what the media are doing as well. I know that it is a health hazard and there's stuff to worry about, but that's just the way it goes, and it's actually helping. There is some downside to it because there's some stuff that they can't ship out, but they are prioritizing this health and household category. So their business has gone up in that sense as well. So they've also said here, Amazon is prioritizing goods in baby, health and household, just like I was saying before, beauty and personal care, grocery, industrial and scientific, and pet supplies categories. Company says in a support document explaining new limitations, products outside of these categories that are already in Amazon's fulfillment centers or that are on their way to those facilities ahead of March 17th can still be sold through the platform. So really, things to note, like I said, this video isn't going to be too long, but it's just to tell you, just to show you guys how to help you guys get around it. If you are looking to sell on Amazon, you can do one of two things. You can either ship it off and wait until April 5th, depending on how long your shipment takes, or you can just wait until after April 5th, wait until there's some kind of update for it, then get it shipped over. What I would do is just wait, because there's probably going to be delays anyway. And look, another thing as well, if you are doing drop shipping and whatnot, you pretty much can't do this with Amazon FBA if you don't have your product there already, because you can't sell. They're only selling stuff basically that's in the warehouse, but like what the document said, they're only prioritizing all the health and household and baby stuff and beauty and whatnot. So I'd say even if you're drop shipping, you could basically try and sell some health products. There's a lot of stuff out there that are related to that category: beauty, health and household, even baby stuff. that people still, there's still a lot of success out there with dropshipping, and I've seen a lot in a lot of Facebook groups as well, a lot of dropshipping stuff over in the US it's working, and I'd say without a doubt it'll work here in Australia as well. You just have to make sure that you're choosing the right products, and as well you need to make sure that that your suppliers are still working through this. Now, in terms of suppliers as well, actually, we're going to jump to the next point here. So, yeah, in terms of suppliers, there's been a huge drop-off in the amount of people affected by this, which is great. Now, China seems to be dropping at a huge rate, which is awesome to see. What you need to be looking out for if you're looking at selling on Amazon, or maybe even drop shipping, whatever it might be. In terms of Amazon, if you're looking through Alibaba and you're looking at suppliers to deal with, you just got to make sure that they're still under operation. They can still do everything that they would normally do, and you just send them a message, see if they're out of business. You'll get there'll be two ways around it. You'll either get or three. There'll be three in total. One, they either just won't answer you back if they're not back. That usually doesn't happen unless they have a terrible response rate and whatnot. Two, they'll send you a message saying that they're currently not under operation, or they're just still in quarantine and whatnot. And then there's three, and they'll tell you that we can do work, we can do business. So that would be the best bet. And like I said, more and more suppliers are coming back on board, and you should be fine with that. But the main thing to note is it hasn't put everything to a halt like what a lot of the media is saying. From what I'm seeing, especially with Amazon, like I said, they've got these restrictions until April 5th or whatever it was, and then things will be back to normal. But in terms of like suppliers getting stuff over from China, a lot's opening up now. There was a point where there was a lot of districts and provinces and whatnot that were quarantined in China, and even some of my students and some of my followers are having problems speaking to suppliers. But now it's starting to open up a lot more. Now there's going to be a lot more leeway and a lot more option to go for, and it just seems to be looking more up for, I guess, the e-commerce side of things. Now, in terms of health and whatnot, I can talk about business and talk about ways around and fixing your FBA business and whatnot. But you guys, you got to make sure that first things first, your health. Your health of you and your family around you, your immediate family and friends, that comes first. So before anything else, because there's people in Australia, now being quarantined and whatnot, and there's, have a look at Italy, what's happening in Italy right now. So the main thing is make sure that you are healthy, make sure that, obviously you are hygienic, and, you would have heard this all over, but in terms of what I'm talking about, Amazon, sure, there's ways that you can look around your business and whatnot, and sure, maybe the media might be hyping it up. I would have no idea, I'm no expert on the topic. I'm just going by what I've heard, what I'm seeing, what I'm physically seeing in the market, what I'm physically seeing other people and how they react to it and whatnot. But the main thing is, in any pandemic or any sort of health hazard or anything like that, make sure that your health comes first. Make sure that you're taking care of your family, your friends and whatnot. Then you can deal with your business stuff later. As long as you're healthy, that's the main thing. But that's all I want to talk about, guys. Go ahead, and I'll link this article as well. You can have a look at it yourself. And look, if there's any updates that I need to put out on the COVID-19 stuff, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, I'll happily do so. But apart from that, guys, just be safe and make sure you're healthy. Take care of yourself first before you get worried up in arms about this business, especially if you haven't started it. Just wait for stuff to settle down, just to make it easier for yourself. Main thing is to just be healthy and be happy. But apart from that, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys very soon.